my dad and I went out on our boat on Saturday just for a cruise. We weren't doing anything. We were just
fishing?
going out. No call hugging, nothing.
Out on the bay?
Yeah, so we left Greenwich Bay and we headed towards Prudence Island, and we wanted to head to Mount Hope Bay. So we went around the north side, which we never go to Mount Hope Bay, but we just wanted to cruise up there and see what was going on. It was super calm out. It was beautiful. Anyway, so we get out to the northern tip of Prudence Island and we start heading like south into Mount Hope Bay, and we decide, you know what, let's just go to Newport instead. So we start blasting down to Newport, and we're on the east passage of Prudence Island in like Portsmouth over there. And we see black smoke in the distance. And we're like, oh, that's weird. My dad's like, oh, it's like a fog. And I'm like, that's definitely not a fog. It's black.
Black fog.
Yeah. But we couldn't see anything. There was nothing else on the water. There was no other boats. It was early in the morning. We were just out there on it by ourselves. And all of a sudden, we get closer and closer, and there's this 40-foot fishing boat, like just sitting there, billowing black smoke.
Shit.
A husband and wife on the bow. The wife had a little dog in her hand, and she's like waving us down. The boat is on fire. So we screw over there. I pull up right out alongside of it. The lady throws me the dog. She hops in, and the guy, once his wife's in there, he kind of like sees where the fire's coming from, and the dude fucking dives back into the like cockpit, grabs the fire extinguisher, puts out the fire. And like eventually the smoke stops like going, but like fucking ball, like when she got in the boat and he didn't, we went away, like we moved away from the boat.
It might blow up.
It's a diesel, like the fucking thing could go up.
Yeah.
So it was
probably saved the boat.
He definitely saved the boat. The batteries caught fire.
Oh,
and so he just like he saw where the fire was coming from, and he popped off the hatch of the like in the deck. And just like hit it with the fire extinguisher, and it stopped. But like there was smoke coming out of like the engine vents out the side of the boat. Like it was crazy. It was a big boat. It was like a 42-foot, like almost like a Viking type looking boat, fishing boat. So anyway, we got them like, and then he ended up getting in the boat, and we waited for the Coast Guard, and the fireboat came, and Tiverton Harbor Master showed up, Seatow showed up and picked them up. But it took them a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Coast Guard.
You guys are heroes.
If the guy didn't put the fire out,
a boat would have exploded.
The boat would have definitely gone down. Like it would absolutely 100% would have like totally burned up and exploded.
What kind of dog was it?
It was like a little tiny, I don't know. Lindy was making fun of me because I couldn't think of what kind of dog
I think we figured it out on Saturday.
It was like a Yorkie.
Yeah, I think it was a terrier.
Yeah, terrier, yes. A little tiny dog. I had it like in one arm like a football.
Were there any other boats? Like if you say you guys weren't there or didn't stop.
I'm glad you asked that. So we're pulling up and we're noticing that like they're fucking frantic. There's a sailboat coming from Portsmouth, like from the mainland out towards Prudence Island, and they're like on their boat. They're not. The sails are not up. They're under power. Right. So like I don't want to hear that fucking excuse. And they just fucking keep going. They see that me and my dad have it handled, and they just keep going. They don't even bother like calling in radio. Nothing. Right. They just keep fucking going. Like, you guys got it.
That's strange too, because like I feel like boat people are generally very friendly.
But sailboat people,
those people are dicks.
Are very different than boat people. And
right.
I was on a sailboat last night. They do think they're better.
They think they're better. Yeah.
I was on a sailboat last night. I'm not fully one of those people, but I get it. So like, but they're different.
Does like something come over you when you're on a sailboat?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We shoot harpoons at the other boats.
Oh, sounds illegal.
It is.
There's a Vineyard Vines submarine that goes all over the world, and if it's your first time on a sailboat, they pop up and here you go. Here's your pink polo. The collar must stay popped.
Oh man, that's
awesome.
That's shockingly accurate.
I have to tell my dad that you guys are heroes.
Heroes. That's what I like to think.
Oh, 100%.
The guy was cavalier as shit. Like he was like, as soon as he knew his wife was and the dog was safe, he like fucking hopped back in the boat and like. We were there for just a hot second up against the boat, like getting her in, and then we pushed off. But like that smoke was like not great to be breathing in.
No.
Number one, it's batteries burning. Number two, it's like if the batteries aren't burning, it's the fiberglass smoke, which is also not great.
Oh.
So don't breathe any of that in. The guy was fucking all about it, trying to fucking get it out. And he did. So he saved his boat. But it was funny. They were like, this is our first weekend. We've gone out all year. And the boat catches on fire.
That sucks for
the
them.
The guy's name was Matt.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe staring into your future.
Did you guys get a reward?
He tried to pay us. I think he had like a wad of like 20s that he was trying to shove to us. But we were like, no.
That's not why you do it.
No.
I would have taken it.
I would have taken it.
Do it for the love of the game.
You take it, but it turns out you set fire to the boat. It was all an elaborate plan.
This is what we do on Saturday mornings, my dad and I. We set fire to boats, and then we go out and we save them, yeah.
You rig them up so they like set fire and you just show up at the right time.
You laugh, but there's
battery fire, huh?
There's some fucked up, if you look up stories for not necessarily boats, but people who get into like being a fireman, and they will sit, there was a story in, I'm pretty sure it was in Rhode Island, where this guy was a fireman and he was setting fires just so he could put them out and like get that rush of being a fucking hero.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Scary, right? Anyway, welcome to the Average Nobody's podcast number 130, right? Remember I told you last week it was 129, and I said this week it's going to be 130. Did I lie to you?
You didn't.
That's how numbers work.
Matt will never lie to you.
Never. September 15th, 2021. AverageNobodies.com, YouTube.com/TheAverageNobodies, at Average Nobodies on Twitter. We're going to start with a brand new segment.
Whoopsie Daisy!
So Whoopsie Daisy is a segment inspired by, I would have to say, our number one fan.
Number one fan.
Yeah. Justine Mello. Now, unbeknownst to us, we make a lot of errors when we're talking movies and TV shows. Luckily, she listens and lets us know about it. So I don't know if we have any specifically from last week, but she's compiled a list.
These are the ones that have built up over time. She's still furious.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the first edition of Whoopsie Daisies. And moving forward, if you listen to the podcast and you have, if we make a Whoopsie Daisy, you can tweet it to us at Average Nobodies. I know Matt is working on a form that will eventually be up, and we'll announce that in the podcast. If you have our cell phone numbers, you can text it to us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, right.
Or my address.
You can mail it to me.
Or
fax.
Shout it outside Adam's house.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to eventually, I'll set up a website, a web page on AverageNobodies.com where you can actually formally submit. But yeah, the easiest way to do it is text us or hit us up on Twitter at Average Nobodies.
At Average Nobodies. Okay. So a couple of Whoopsie Daisies from prior episodes. Macaulay Culkin, not in Stand By Me. This is actually a two-parter.
I knew that. I just decided not to say anything for some reason.
These are going to fall under a category I'm going to call collective whoopsies because it is a situation where one of us doesn't exactly know, and then we call to the group for confirmation, and the rest of the group is like, yeah,
sure,
it's this wrong answer. And we're just like, yep, that's it. And we don't think about it for another second, and we cruise on.
Yeah, just keep moving forward. Also in Stand By Me, no one is stung by a bee. It primarily takes place near train tracks.
You don't know that.
That's true. Someone could have, but it's not, I would say.
It's not integral to the story.
It's not canon.
Michael Fassbender was not a bad guy in Inglourious Bastards.
We said that?
Yeah.
I did.
One of you said it. I heard it, but I didn't make the correction, so.
I don't know why. I think it's because he is German, maybe. And I don't know. But he's not.
No,
he's a good guy.
He's playing a German, but he's actually English. That's why he does the wrong three.
Because okay. So he was playing a bad guy, but he was actually a good guy.
Right.
Which is confusing to some.
You're right. So it's really not on you.
It's really not on me. Javier Bardem was not Inspector.
That's right.
He was in Skyfall.
That was a collective whoopsie.
That was a collective whoopsie.
Hey, that's not on me. I've never seen it.
Well, Ryan goes, who's in that one? I was like, it's Javier Bardem.
Yeah.
You're like, yes, absolutely it is.
And I think that's all we have. So Justine has some other ones here, but it's really more insulting my intelligence than a whoopsie daisy.
I saw one about Prince and the Pauper.
Yep.
That was for both of you, I think.
It's a fable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know it. I can read, though.
Can read pretty good.
I can read pretty good.
From what she was texting us, it doesn't seem like she thinks we can collectively read.
I don't think she has a lot of confidence in it.
No. I think we might have to.
I'll prove it wrong.
I think we have to prove it wrong.
I'm just gonna read a book so hard. So that's the first edition of Whoopsie Daisy.
Finish the fifth Harry Potter book. That'll show her.
I'm trying to raise a child here. I don't have time to read about wizards and ghouls and goblins.
Ryan got the one thing he needed from those books. Is the quote, "Where's Potter?"
Where's Potter?
Where's Potter? Everything else is, secondary now.
Gravy.
Every time I watch the movies, I listen for a Where's Potter? And yes, I know that they're not exactly the same, but I listen for it every time.
Yeah, it's a sin. The movies shouldn't even exist.
Right.
According to some of the book lovers. Yeah. But that's for another day. So hopefully, I'm sure we'll make some mistakes today.
Yeah, well, hopefully. So yeah, if we make mistakes, again, hit us up on Twitter and tell us. Justine's going to let us know either way. All right, let's get into it.
It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Celebrity Birthdays.
Who is it?
It's me. So we have a situation on our hands. This might be the first repeat birthday, but I thought about it. It'll be fun Because let's see how much we've retained in a year.
It was also a year ago.
It's also still like the riddles are never going to be exactly the same.
Right.
For the first few, though, like you guys were guessing and I was making the riddles.
All of them, right. That's right.
That's true.
That's right.
So
Maybe you have
next time I read them, I'll see. Like maybe we'll try to do it on the same day so I can like reuse some of the other riddles. But because actually. So we probably started them around this time last year. I didn't start saving them until like 3 months after that.
I don't save any of mine.
I just write them down.
Oh yeah, I delete them. I have one note and I just delete it.
And I just rename it.
Yeah.
It's gotta come off the top of the dome, you know.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right, here we go.
Wait, do you want to do the cause so you know?
Oh right, yeah. I got to hear the cause.
Jesus Christ, a rap concert.
It's a goddamn rock.
Caw.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
I'm gonna go low.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right. Okay. First, I almost read the person's name. All right. First up. A lawless warrior who can act with just his eyes. This leading man broke Batman's back, killed Leo's son, and drove the Fury Road. Adam.
That would be Tom Hardy.
Now, did we do Tom Hardy already? That was the one that I instantly
know.
thought, like, that sounds really familiar.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Maybe not then. Okay.
Yeah.
How old is Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy is 44.
Okay. Ryan.
I'm gonna say 43.
Okay. Going with the one lower. It's unfortunate because today Tom Hardy is 44 years old.
Yes, sir.
Right on the head.
A big fan.
Bing, bing, bing.
I love Tom Hardy. I was gonna say 42.
Starting out hot.
Pretty good.
That's very good. That's a good start for Adam.
All right.
Terrible for me.
Next up. This is another one I thought we did already, but we're doing it again. But maybe not. This man in black hunts fugitive, soars through the stars, hangs out with Lincoln, and creates a rolling thunder every time his name is mentioned. Ryan?
Tommy Lee Jones?
It is Tommy Lee Jones. There you go.
Hope he's smiling down on us.
I feel like we talked about Tommy Lee Jones's age before, but maybe not for this. I know we definitely have before.
Maybe.
We might have done this one before.
Yeah, it's possible.
I definitely remember.
But I mean, these are also like very popular.
We talked about how Tommy Lee Jones. I know what it was. We talked about how Tommy Lee Jones was like in a recent movie because in
Ad
No
Astra.
Country for Old Men and Ad Astra, he looked old as fuck.
But he was in his 60s.
But he's not as old as he looks in those movies.
Right.
Keep that in mind.
I will.
Ryan?
Tommy Lee Jones is 20. I'm going to say he's 74.
Okay, Adam?
I'm going to go 77.
So close. He's 75 years old.
Damn.
Right
Hey, we
in
were
the
right there,
middle.
though.
Hey.
I remember talking about Tommy Lee Jones' age and not realizing that he was.
Yeah, I feel like last time we guessed in like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah. I
Well,
thought it was
because
like,
in No Country for Old Men, he looks 75.
right.
Yeah.
Which is probably, I guess, the point. Because he was like a world weary.
That's, yeah. I went back and looked at the end of the movie monologue from No Country, and I just wanted to read that monologue for the riddle and see if you guys got it. But it was a lot more vague than I remember it being. So we probably would have just sounded like gibberish. So.
Matt's lost his mind.
All right. He killed a White Walker. He killed a Thin. He'll take his chances with you.
Cool.
While his father might not like him, his best friend, a man that knows nothing, is all the family he needs. That's Adam.
Shit. It's Samuel Tarly.
That is
from
correct.
Game of Thrones. That's a half a point. What the fuck is this guy's name?
I'm probably not gonna get the name on this one. I mean, it's actually a very regular name, but
Matthias?
no. Sorry, that is not.
No. Okay. I don't know what it is.
You can give a guess.
Ned Jones.
Give a guess.
Brandon Thornberry.
John Bradley.
Oh.
is his
Close.
name. Yeah. I mean,
It's not.
in a manner of speaking, I guess it was English.
They were names.
English letters put together into a word. How old is John Bradley, Samuel Tarly, today? September 15th.
I'm going to say John Bradley is 34.
Okay, Ryan.
I'm going to say 38.
He is 33 years old. Oh. One off.
Bitch. Young. Okay.
All right. Next up. Even though he moves at supersonic speeds, it doesn't change that he is the worst person with a hyphenated first name. Adam.
So it's John Ralphio Saperstein from Parks and Rec.
That is correct.
And his
For the full point.
His real name is...
Can Ryan steal it?
I know who it is.
Fuck. Give me 2 seconds.
5, 4, 3,
It's Ben. Is
2,
it Ben something?
1. Fuck. I can't go with Ben.
Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz
Damn
is the
it!
answer.
Nice.
So
Good.
each a half point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
How old is Ben Schwartz? Ryan, we'll go with you first because you got the full name.
Okay. I'm going to say Ben Schwartz is... Seems like he'd be... I'm going to say 35.
Okay.
Around John Bradley's age.
Okay.
I am gonna go 37.
He is 40 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, 40 years old.
Good for him.
Yeah, like I was going on the older side because like he that show Space Force.
Yes.
In Space Force, he like doesn't, I don't want to say look old, but looks older than I remembered him as John Ralphio. So I was like, oh, it's surprising.
It was a while ago.
Was it Fuck Tony?
Yeah.
F Tony?
Yeah.
All right.
Last one.
Ooh, short list today.
In Hollywood, this producer/director. Sorry. Let me reread this.
Ooh.
In the Hollywood producer/director scene, there is no stone larger than this man. You might think he was born on the 4th of July, but September 15th is his actual day of birth. I'll read it again. In the Hollywood producer/director scene, there is no stone larger than this man. You might think he was born on the 4th of July, but September 15th is his actual day of birth.
Call.
Go ahead, Ryan.
It's not Oliver Stone, is it?
It is all.
Oh, okay.
Whoa,
Yeah, there you
good
go.
one. I was gonna guess Gary Sinise.
I didn't know if like Stone was a hint. Like,
Yeah, I was trying to do
like
something with
it's John Granite or something.
that's what I wanted to do, but then I was like, I'll just.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Oliver Stone. How old is Oliver
I think he's
Philip Stone?
pretty old because he was in the Vietnam War. Fun fact.
Hey, didn't know that.
So
He had a lot of his movies are about war or about
Yeah.
American history. JFK, Platoon,
so say he was born.
Born on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise.
I'm gonna say he's 80.
Okay, Adam.
81.
If you had guessed Tommy Lee Jones's age, you'd be right on. It's 75. He's 75
Same
years
birthday.
Hey.
Happy birthday to Oliver
Hey,
Stone.
good
and
riddles.
Ben Schwartz,
Very good
John
riddles.
Bradley, Tommy Lee Jones, and Tom Hardy. Are you looking up the other ones that were out that day?
Yeah,
About today?
I'm trying to see. I always like to look up the
So mad I
There
didn't
was
get
one
Tom
other
Hardy.
one that I was almost gonna pick. I forget his name, but he's like a TV actor, and there wasn't really any good riddles I was pulling from him, so I got rid of him.
Ben Schwartz.
There's also the
that guy Josh Charles.
Yes, him.
Yeah, that would have been tough to get. He's in SWAT.
The woman who plays the nun in the Conjuring movies' birthday was today.
He's in there.
I wouldn't have got her.
Wouldn't have got her.
I don't know who that is.
I don't think we could even got her character name.
None.
All right.
That's it for this episode's edition of Celebrity Birthdays.
Who was it? And now a word from our sponsor.
The Average Nobody's podcast. Did I say that right? I think I just had.
I think
a
you
stroke.
combined Nobody's and podcast.
Yeah, you said nobody's podcast.
The Average Nobody's podcast is sponsored by baboontothemoon.com. If you go to averagenobodies.com/baboon, you can click on the image and shop on their website and help support the Average Nobodies. They have bags, and they're wonderful bags. I'm going to be using one this weekend. I'm going to New York.
Me
See
too.
a show.
Well,
A couple,
Monday.
right? Monday you're going to be going.
To New York?
Traveling.
Yeah.
Big city, Big Apple.
Adam's going out west. I'm
Going
also
out west.
traveling west.
Ah.
Just not as far.
Yeah, doing that road trip.
Ooh, like to all the
National parks.
National parks and stuff?
Yeah,
Nice.
very excited. All packed up, ready to go.
There you go.
even.
One bag?
Well, when I say all packed up, all my shit's together.
Okay.
It's not in bags yet because they need to go in the bags a specific way.
I'm
Jen likes.
guessing. I would say I'm guessing that's not you doing that.
No, and they need to go like it's not like she has her bag and I have my bag. Like we have one bag that's for half the trip, and the other bag is for the other half of the trip, which like makes sense because like we don't want to be we're staying in like hotels and motels, so like instead of lugging 2 bags in and out every time, it'll just be one bag.
Nice.
Makes sense.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Should be.
Should be a good time.
But if you want to get a bag like Adam has and like I have and like Ryan will have,
Oh yeah, I'll have one.
AverageNobodies.com/baboon. They're great bags. They have fanny packs. They have little micro mesh pouches that you can put all your little shit in so it doesn't rattle around the bag. I hate that.
You like the pouches.
I love the pouches.
Big pouch guy.
I know.
I love like every backpack. I think that I'm a big backpack guy. First of all, every backpack or duffel bag that I've bought that comes with like sometimes they come with the little pouch that goes on the inside for like things. I have every single one of those from every bag I've ever owned. So I throw out the bags or like get rid of them, and I keep the pouches and I use them for all types of shit. And I fucking love this thing. $19, you get two different size pouches. It's a pretty good deal.
It's a great deal. I'll have to look at it.
AverageNobodies.com/baboon. All right, draft time.
Are you gonna use your newfangled machine so you can pick first again?
Oh fuck yeah! I forgot about
You know, I was thinking about this. I don't think that app is meant to select more than one person. Like, I think it's meant to like pick 1 out of 3 and that's it. Yet we use it again.
Yeah.
Well,
I know there's no other way. But.
So I was thinking today that I think what I might do is figure out a website to like have it go on the video. Anyway, that's boring, behind the scenes talk. But there's really no other way right now other than this,
No, I like it. It's funny.
This app that likes me a lot.
It does.
So we're gonna do. There we go. All right. Let's see. Zoom. And we're off. It's right. I mean, I'm
unbelievable.
I'm not going first. I'm not. Whoever comes next is going first, and then we'll go from there.
Unbelievable.
It really
I mean,
is.
it's me again. This is fucking. We're not doing it. Ryan, you're going first, then Adam, then me.
Okay.
That's how we're doing it.
That's fair.
Jesus.
And maybe
Just
it's whoever
seeing this app
downloads
sucks.
it. Maybe it's whoever downloads it.
It knows.
There's an attachment.
Probably typed your name in first.
I'm deleting this app right now. This stupid thing. We're
right.
gonna figure out a better way next week. So anyway, Ryan,
See this better.
what is the draft this week?
So the draft this week is movie soundtracks, not scores.
not scores.
Scores will. I think those should be separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're thinking like this is a collection of songs
That have already
lyric-
existed.
Right. Or I mean, even original scores.
Right.
From not scores. Original songs for movies.
Yes.
So
Okay. Number 1 overall.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
So I'm going with Guardians of the Galaxy
Oh, really?
Volume 2.
2.
2, and I'll tell you why.
It's the better one.
One of my favorite like soundtrack moments in a movie is Yondu, when he's escaping with his little
Yep.
spears or whatever, the like darts that he throws.
Yeah.
And Come a Little Bit Closer is playing by Jay and the Americans.
Yep.
And it's just like matched up so perfectly to the action.
Yeah.
And it's like one of my favorite scenes with like, that's attached to the soundtrack in any movie.
It's a great. I love the Volume 1, but Volume 2 is my pick as well.
And I like the movie better. And then you have the scene where Kurt Russell's kind of explaining everything to Star-Lord and Brandy. You're a fine girl's like playing. And he's kind of telling the truth about, the mom and everything. I mean, so you have Come a Little Bit Closer. You have Brandy. You have The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. Bring It On Home to Me by Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
It's just a powerhouse of a soundtrack.
Lakeshore Drive is one of my favorite ones.
Yes.
And that's part of the flashback as well.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
tremendous.
So,
Tremendous.
if I told myself, if you get the number 1 pick, Ryan, don't mess it up.
There you go. And also, a fun little thing is there's a music video at the end of the movie.
Yes.
With none other than David Hasselhoff. And they play a song called Guardians Inferno, which is an original song, but it's meant to be like a disco inferno type song where they have all the actors dancing or whatever. Fun fact, they do that also at the end of Mamma Mia 1 and 2.
Which I assume will be on this list at some point.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
Who's to say?
Who can actually tell the future like that? I don't know.
So
Adam.
That's my first pick.
Very good first pick. Strong, they would say.
Not what you thought?
No, not at all. I didn't even, honestly, the one that I thought, I didn't even put on my list because I was like, someone's going to take, add my like picks that I thought I was going to be able to do. And I think maybe Adam will pick it.
I'm going to pick it.
You think so?
Yeah.
What is it?
So my pick, I didn't go through I have a shitload on here. I'm going to pick this one because I know it'll be a popular one. I'm going to pick The War Boy. as my number two, as my number one pick.
That's on my honorable mentions, but that's not the one I was thinking of. So maybe I will pick.
Adam Sandler soundtracks are very underrated.
So, like Born on the Bayou by CCR, Peace Frog by The Doors, Let's Groove, Earth, Wind and Fire, Always on the Run, Lenny Kravitz,
Everybody
Small
parties
Town,
on a New Year's Eve.
Yep, John Mellencamp, New Year's Eve, Joe Walsh, Tom Sawyer, by Rush, No One to Run With by the Allman Brothers. Like that movie is loaded with absolute jams, and it's perfect for the movie. There are all those good old boy songs,
kind of
for
like
the SCLSU
not country,
Mudfellas.
but like backwoods type.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. The devil went down to Georgia.
The flashback.
Yep. The flashbacks.
Sandler does the same thing with the songs he picks for his movies, or at least he used to.
Yeah.
That he does with his friends. He brings all the people he likes, and he brings all the artists and music and bands that he likes to his movies.
You know, it has a great soundtrack. No, never mind. I'm gonna add it to my list right now.
Very good, Adam. That was a good one.
Good
Like
pick.
that.
All right. So I'm not picking the one that I thought was going to go first. I'm going to let it hang because I didn't do any research for it as well. So I'm just going to let it hang. My number one is Saturday Night Fever.
Good one.
Tremendous movie. And after I watched the Bee Gees documentary, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart?
How can you? Yeah. Great pick.
It's incredible what this soundtrack has. So there's more to it than just the Bee Gees songs. But the Bee Gees were the front and center. Like, they came to the Bee Gees at the time when they were just starting to sing falsetto. Like Barry Gibb was starting to sing falsetto, and this disco movement was happening. And these are the songs that the Bee Gees had on this. This is the songs that they just were like, oh, what was the story? It was like they put them on a cassette, and they were like, oh, here, what about these songs?
They did it in like 48 hours, I think.
So, Staying Alive, Night Fever, You Should Be Dancing, which is probably one of the most underrated ones here.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's on there. How Deep Is Your Love? Tremendous. More Than a Woman, and Jive Talking. These are...
They did that in two days.
That's insane.
These are 6 of the Bee Gees' greatest hits. Like, these are all on the Greatest Hits album, and they are their most popular songs. Like, these are all the songs that they know in front. And they were just like, oh, yeah, movie soundtrack, here you go. 48 hours later, here's your tape with all these on it. It sold... There was only one other movie soundtrack that sold more than this movie. This went platinum 16 times.
Holy
sold 16
shit.
million albums.
Was it The Waterboy?
There's only one more that went higher. It didn't get picked yet, but I'm gonna save it out there. I'm gonna leave it out there just in case it does get picked.
Okay.
But
I
this
don't
is
think it was the
tremendous.
Waterboy.
It was not the
Could be.
No, that's true.
So yeah, so Saturday Night Fever is my first round pick. Coming around
The Mountain?
the mountain. I'm gonna go with Mamma Mia.
Okay.
Yep.
The
It's
first
been
one.
long enough.
Okay, now listen. I could have gone with Here We Go Again, the second one, but the first one has all the jams.
It does.
Honey, Honey, Money, 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 Mamma Mia, Dancing Queen, Our Last Summer, Lay All Your Love on Me, Super Trooper, Gimme, 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 The Name of the Game, SOS, Does Your Mother Know? And then it goes down all the way. So I Have a Dream is the best number in the whole movie. Comes towards the end. The second movie has a couple repeats. Like, you got Dancing Queen, you got Mamma Mia, repeats. But you also have another whole list of ABBA songs. So it's like it's just hits. It's just hits. But the first one is like all the big jams, and like it was awesome. Yeah, Mamma Mia won the first one. ABBA. I mean, can't get any better.
Dancing Queen at Connor's wedding was a spectacle.
It was.
I had so much fun.
I miss Dancing Queen at Jen and I's wedding.
That was good at yours too.
I was very upset.
That's like a good song for our crowd just because of your love for ABBA. So we know. We get up for it.
The other thing about this is too, and I think about it all the time, I have a playlist that I'm making on my phone that is a mix of ABBA songs and a mix of the soundtrack from Mamma Mia songs, because I like some of the songs done by the Mamma Mia cast better than the original ABBA song, and then vice versa. There's some ABBA songs that are tremendously better than that one. But I have that list going, and like this is all performed by the people that are in it. You have, it's a amazing cast. So, Mamma Mia. Back to Adam. I like this. We're in a row now, so we can't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Like we did last time.
That's true.
Screw me out of a
All
pick.
Back to Adam. I'm actually going to go with a movie that has a similar brand of music
Okay.
to The Waterboy, it turns out. But I really wanted this one on my list because, like, I love this movie and all these songs. I'm gonna go with Dazed and Confused.
Oh, you motherfucker! I'm looking at it right now.
Dazed and Confused, like it's that sound. Like talk about a movie like that really relies. Like the movie, it really relies on the music, and they work so well with each other because they're in their cars the whole movie.
Yeah,
basically driving around town like it's a Friday night, and all these kids in high school, they're trying to find the next party, and this is what they're jamming into. Like this is what's happening. These are the songs that they're listening to and the shit that they're doing in the then and now, and it fits the whole theme. It fits the movie like I don't want to say it, like another movie that really relies on his music. I don't want to say it because in case I come around and pick it, so I know it's sort of vague. But I'll just run through a couple here.
So it's a love. I want to talk briefly. It's a love letter to 70s music. Richard Linklater, like he did a spiritual successor to this movie called Everybody Wants Some, and it takes place in the 80s, and he does the same thing.
Oh, never seen it.
It's a love. It's really good. It came out at South by Southwest a few years ago, but kind of flew under the radar.
Okay.
It's very, very good. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it.
I'm sure it'll get cult status. Someday.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, love letter to the 70s for sure.
Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, Slow Ride, School's Out, Jim Dandy, Tush by ZZ Top, Love Hurts, Cherry Bomb, Fox on the Run, Lowrider, Tuesday's Gone by Skinnerd, Deep Purple, Kiss, Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Tuesday's Gone is a great song to like end the movie to. It's like really
It's
good.
perfect.
Yeah.
And I can picture the scenes where these songs are playing.
Yep.
That's huge.
Oh yeah.
Cherry Bomb is a song that James Gunn uses in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, and Fox on the Run is one he uses in Volume 2.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah.
So Dazed and Confused, my second pick.
Well done. All right. So I got back to back, right?
Yep.
You do.
No, one and then back to me.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, throw it out the window.
So for my second round pick, I'm gonna go with A Bronx Tale.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. Yes.
Little Bobby De Niro,
Yeah.
little Chaz Palminteri, which is probably my favorite movie, like of all time, at least in my top 3. I guess my favorite always fluctuates when I see a movie I really like. But the soundtrack is great because it's like a mix between like doo-wop and also like Italian music. Like, they have Ain't That a Kick in the Head.
Yeah.
But then you have In the Streets of the Bronx. So it's like you could say like it kind of clashes, but especially with C, like when he starts dating the black girl.
So yeah, right.
So now it's just like a culture clash where you have this, Italian American, and it takes place in the 50s. So back then, the Italians hung out with the Italians, the Irish with the Irish, et cetera, et cetera. But I feel like they use the music to almost integrate everything together.
Yeah.
And integrate his family life with his dad, who's like makes an honest living as a bus driver, with his life with Sonny, the mobster. Mm-hmm. And I think they just use music really good in that movie.
They do.
And the soundtrack is just unbelievable.
That movie always throws me off when I see De Niro playing an honest bus driver.
Yeah.
But
he does it so good.
It doesn't compute.
It doesn't. No, you're like, wait a minute. He should be the wise guy.
Hold
here.
on a second.
Yeah.
He's pulling something under the table.
He is. But some of the songs, so Streets of the Bronx, which I mentioned, I Need Your Lovin', I Only Have Eyes for You, which are those doo-wop kind of like love songs. And then you got some of the other ones like Ain't That a Kick in the Head. But just a fantastic soundtrack. For those who have it, and I feel like A Bronx Tale is kind of an under-the-radar movie.
It is.
Especially, and it's not necessarily a mob movie. It's more of just a straight-up drama. But for those who haven't seen it, give it a watch. Mm-hmm. I think it holds up with all the great De Niro movies.
I agree.
Now I'm going to start off So this is our favorite movie soundtracks, right? We're not doing iconic.
Yes.
Yeah, no, our favorite. Yeah, our favorites.
Because I have a couple on here that are iconic, but
I don't want them on my list.
yeah.
I mean, I
think that's why the number one won't make. I looked it up.
Yeah.
It's not gonna make my list.
Yeah, me either. Like Lindy was appalled. We'll talk about it later. Honestly, Justine's probably going to be appalled.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah. So,
There's three that could be number one.
Let's let it slide. See how quickly we get called out.
All right. First pick of the third round, I'm going to go with Dirty Dancing.
Damn it.
Sir Patrick Swayze.
Damn it.
Fantastic movie, which is made 100% by its soundtrack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
Because the movie, I mean,
don't tell that to Lindy.
it doesn't have a lot of
She's
substance.
gonna be upset.
No,
the substance is not there. No. It's the music.
It's the music.
Yeah.
And you want to see Patrick Swayze, who's much older than his counterpart in this movie.
Yeah, baby.
Baby. Nobody puts baby in the corner. But I mean, The Time of My Life, She's Like the Wind, which Swayze sings, and I actually have that on my Boom Boom Room playlist on Spotify. And every time it comes on, it's like, there's a big difference in, not that Patrick Swayze wasn't a good singer, but you're listening to these like professional singers, and all of a sudden She's Like the Wind comes on. It's like, that's Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
It's like the Will Ferrell song that he sings in the
I
Euro.
close my eyes. Yeah.
Hungry Eyes in the Still of the Night. Just all powerhouse ballads. Fantastic soundtrack. So Dirty Dancing.
Very good.
Pick. Thank you.
Very good. That was one that Lindy wanted me to pick.
Oh, no, you can't.
I know.
Very well done.
Well, I wasn't going to pick it.
So my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to go with, this one might not be the most popular, but I wanted to get a soundtrack by this particular director on the list, and one of my favorite movies by him. It's going to be the soundtrack for Django Unchained. I love that movie, and I love the music in the movie. He uses he uses Ennio Morricone.
Yeah.
Hey.
Marconi.
Hey,
yeah.
Faizan.
Marconi. Hey, you garbage
Bolami.
I think he's passed away recently.
Yes.
But sometimes, honestly, I'll just throw a playlist of his on YouTube and just listen to it, because the songs that he comes up with are amazing. So there's 4 or 5 songs on here by him, which I really love. And then there's a song on here, an original song by John Lennon called "Who Did That to You." It's probably my favorite John Legend song. If you ever get a chance to listen to it, it's really
John
good.
Legend?
Yes.
Okay, they said Lennon.
No, sorry, John Legend. He's also, there's 100 Black Coffins by Rick Ross is on here. I Got a Name by Jim Croce. Freedom by Anthony Hamilton. Jamie Foxx doesn't sing on this. And then the song at the beginning, Django. That's another really good song.
That is a good song.
So there aren't too many specific radio hits, but the soundtrack of that movie plays so well to his style, and I think part of that has to be with how in sync that Quentin Tarantino and Ennio Morricone were.
I agree.
Together, and he's used it. I even looked at I could have gone with Kill Bill or something like that, but when I think Kill Bill, the song that comes to my mind is my ringtone, the whistle song. But I love all the Ennio Morricone, and especially that John Legend song.
Okay, I'll have to check out that John Legend song.
Tarantino does, early in his career, his soundtrack style was 50s, 60s surf music.
Yeah,
right.
But Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction.
Exactly, and then mixed in with, with pop music.
Wait a second. There's
he's obsessed with the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
70s too. Yeah, he's just Quentin Tarantino is all about the golden age of cinema.
So there's another one on here I wanted to mention specifically, actually. It's Unchained by James Brown, mashed up with Tupac. So Tupac and James Brown in the same song. And I was listening to the soundtrack while I was at work today, and that song came on, and it just, I didn't notice it at the time in the movie that, those two guys were, I don't know if they did the song together or it was mashed up specifically for the movie, but it's a jam, and it really works. James Brown and Tupac, Unchained. So that's my 3rd round pick.
I'm about to blow your tits off.
Are you?
This? Yeah. I'm coming in at the end of round 3 with Footloose.
Ooh.
Nice.
Because listen.
Footloose.
So Footloose, Almost Paradise, Dancing in the Sheets, Somebody's Eyes, Never, Let's Hear It for the Boys.
But I say, let's hear it for the boys.
Let's hear for the boys. I'm Holding Out for a Hero, which is probably, this is going to be a hot take. That's the best song on the soundtrack.
Whoa.
That song.
Wow.
So Holding Out for a Hero, I played that over and over again in the lead up to my matchup with Derek in the fantasy championship. It gets
get you in the right headspace?
It gets me. If I put that song on, nothing can stop me. It's like if I put on Pop That. It's like those two songs. They're very different, but Holding Out for a Hero gets me going like there's a very few other songs that get me going like that does. So tremendous. Footloose, and obviously a great movie. The remake,
there's a reason it didn't make our list last week.
Right. It's the original is where it's at.
Yeah,
obviously. And then I'm coming back around. Ready for this?
Yes.
A Star Is Born.
Good
Might be
one.
surprised by that, Justine, but yeah, A Star Is Born. I did pick it. Buster Scruggs didn't make the list.
The all-time, just blasphemous moment in the history of our friendship
I
is
know.
you not picking Shallow at the Oscars. I'll never understand it.
I got too cute.
You
I
did.
got too cute with it. I should have just went with what was the obvious pick. I got too cute with
The
it.
best was then they performed it live, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, I made a huge mistake. So the fun thing about A Star Is Born is the album can really be split up into 3, maybe 4 categories. 4, one of them being they have little interludes. They're sections for lines, monologue, dialogue from the movie. But then you also have Lady Gaga's songs. You have Bradley Cooper's songs, and then you have the songs that they did together. Not only that, but you have Bradley Cooper's songs getting darker and darker and darker as the movies go on, and Lady Gaga's songs getting lighter and lighter and lighter. She goes from, obviously shallow, and then she goes into that pop music, which becomes like background noise. There's nothing to it. There's no substance. And he goes the opposite way. So you got Lady Gaga, La Vie en Rose, which is a French song, and she sings that at the drag bar at the beginning. That's when Bradley Cooper discovers her. Always Remember Us This Way, Look What I Found, Is That All Right, I'll Never Love Again. Those are all the songs that have the substance, and then I didn't even list the other pop songs because I always skip those when I'm going through they're just they're not great. They're not great songs.
No.
Bradley Cooper has got Maybe It's Time, Out of Time, Dig in My Grave, Black Eyes, Alibi, which her name is Allie in the movie. I just realized that writing it down. Out of Time and Too Far Gone, which is kind of a foreshadowing list of songs.
Yeah. I love Maybe It's Time.
Yeah, it's a great song. His solo songs on here are really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is his name? Jackson. I forget his name in the movie. Anyway. And then the songs together, Shallow, Music to My Eyes, and then Dig in My Grave, they also do together, a reprise of it. So yeah, it's a great soundtrack. I love it. I have it on vinyl. I listen to it all the time in the car. It's very sad, though.
It is. But you need sad.
Good music.
Sad's good.
So that's my 3 and 4.
All right, Adam's 4th round pick. Matt, I think you've seen this movie. Ryan, I don't know if you have, and you probably should. A lot of these songs are I don't know if they're original songs or not, actually, but this is a movie where the songs are very important, and you wouldn't think that there would be a lot of I guess a lot of people singing in the movie. The movie is Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I've seen it.
Oh, you've seen that movie?
It's on my
Clooney?
list.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm a man of constant sorrow by the Soggy Bottom Boys.
That's the Coen Brothers. It's Coen Brothers.
Yeah, the Coen Brothers movies. That song, I listen to that song all the time. I actually really like the song that they play towards the beginning where they stumble upon those people getting baptized down to the river and pray. I love that scene. The Lord, He's done blessed me and washed away all my sins.
Timberlake Nelson.
Buster
So
Scruggs.
funny.
Scruggs, yep.
Let's see. Hard Time Killing Floor Blues by Chris Thomas King. In the Jailhouse Now, also by the Soggy Bottom Boys, Tim Blake Nelson and John Turturro and Clooney. Lonesome Valley, the Fairfield 4. They're not recognizable songs. It's not like Dazed and Confused and The Waterboy, where it's all these songs that are super popular.
Yeah.
And radio songs. But I really like this soundtrack because it really works with the movie. And I did not, when I went into watching this movie, I thought it would be like that classic Coen Brothers humor. I didn't think that the music would play so much into it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a huge part of the movie. And that's something I love about it. So, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Fun facts. The soundtrack was named Grammy Awards Album of the Year in 2002. The soundtrack also won Album of the Year at the American Country Music Awards and the CMA Awards.
Yep. So actually, I actually think that Clooney had tried his hand at singing Man of Constant Sorrow, and they went with, whoever actually did
Yeah, the
sing
actual
it.
singing, yeah, right.
For the best. He's got kind of a gravelly voice.
Yeah.
Can't do everything.
Yeah.
Come on, goddamn.
Bradley Cooper can.
Yes, he can.
All
All
Ryan,
right, so I
last
got back
two.
to backs.
Yep.
All right. So for the end of the fourth round, I'm gonna go with Almost Famous,
Oh, good one.
which, again, one of my favorite movies. Just a fantastic movie, which is really made by the soundtrack, I think. And I think, similar to Dazed and Confused, like that almost seems like a love letter to a certain time. Not necessarily to music, but just to, kind of just like the innocence of like discovering yourself, figuring out what you want to do, who you want to be in the world. And I think the music's a really big part of that. I mean, just some of the highlights: America by Simon and Garfunkel, Sparks by The Who, Tiny Dancer, That's the Way by Led Zeppelin, Simple Man by Skinner. I mean, it's just a who's who of huge hits, and a good movie, but I think the soundtrack makes the movie even better. And then I'm gonna end my list with High Fidelity,
Oh, such a good one. That's a really good one. I didn't have that on my list.
the movie, the John Cusack movie, which I still need to see because I really like the movie, but I've heard the show is
I haven't watched the show.
pretty good and like in tune with the movie with Zoe Kravitz. I mean, Barry White, Aretha Franklin, Bob Dylan, Velvet Underground, like it kind of runs the gamut of just fantastic music, but it doesn't stick to a certain genre, but everything works. And there's a scene in this movie that is my inspiration for my karaoke strategy. And it's Jack Black's character singing Let's Get It On.
Yes.
So now every time I sing karaoke because of that scene, which I love, and Jack Black is just a national treasure, I'm like, you know what? It's got to be Let's Get It On because it gets the crowd going.
It does.
That's a great.
That's a go-to.
It's a great movie, and it's one of the all-time record shop movies.
Yes. Which, and that's, it kind of takes you back.
Yeah.
Like it's about a certain, it's like a certain point in time.
Yeah.
Like this is what it was like.
Yep.
For and record shops were obviously not just for the employees, but for people who like fell in love with music. I mean, that's how you discovered it. There was no internet. There was no, you just went in person, found these records that you loved, and I love movies like that. Almost Famous is like that too, where music plays such a huge part in these people kind of, in their relationships and them growing up. So yeah, High Fidelity is first pick of round 5.
It's very good.
Thank you.
Very good pick.
Adam?
I am going to close it out with one. It's another one where, it's I love this movie. And part of the reason I love it is because of the soundtrack. The soundtrack like really fits the aesthetic of the movie. And Matt, I know you'll both agree with me. I'm going to go with Drive.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Gosling, the Nicholas Winding Refn. Is that how you say his last name?
Nicholas Winding Refn or something like that.
Something like that. Just like some of my favorite ones are Night Call by Kavinsky. Like that's a song I listen to regularly. A Real Hero by Electric Youth. Let's see. There are some originals in here. I'm imagining the composer of this the soundtrack. His name's Cliff Martinez. There's like 3/4 of the songs are by him. Tick of the Clock by the Chromatics. Under Your Spell by Desire. Like not household name songs, but they work really well in the movie. And it's like that is part of the reason why I love The Midnight, one of my favorite artists. They have that sort of like 80s synth pop music, and that's this entire album. So like whenever I listen to this band, The Midnight, it reminds me of Drive. If you've never, I'm sure I've sent you some of their songs.
Yeah.
Actually, but they're one of my favorites right now. And Drive is one of my favorite movies because of the soundtrack. So Drive is my 5th round pick.
You gotta get driving gloves.
I should have the scorpion jacket, dye my hair blonde.
You just go to work and wait.
You remember we went to go see Only God Forgives? Was that me and you? Or was
Yeah,
that...
we went to go see it.
Yeah, right, at Cable Car.
Yes.
Yes. I wasn't. The 3 of us didn't go.
What?
I've seen it.
The 3 of us didn't go.
I've seen it. I don't know if I saw. I must have.
It was just me and
Maybe
you.
it
At
was
Cable
me,
Car.
you, and Sean.
Maybe I thought 3 of us. Anyway.
I watched it. Maybe I watched it on like Hulu or something. No, it was an interesting movie.
All right, I'm in a bit of a pickle
Okay.
because none of the movies, like there's so many movies left on my list that I wanted
know.
to pick, and I was hoping that you guys were going to pick my list dry so I wouldn't have a choice. But I have to go with this because I can't let it pass. My last pick and the irrelevant pick of the draft, The Lion King,
Okay.
the animated movie,
The original.
The original.
Not the one with Beyonce.
Circle of no. Circle of Life, Be Prepared, Can You Feel the Love Tonight, Hakuna Matata, I Just Can't Wait to Be King. I mean, it doesn't get better than that. There's so many Disney animated movies that I could have picked, or Disney movies in general.
Right.
But I'm going with Lion King.
It's
the best, and it's one of the top selling ones.
Yeah.
It's great. It's just so good. That music, like Disney animated movies from this era, like the 90s, like they really hit it pretty good.
They did.
Toy Story has a great soundtrack too.
Yes.
Tarzan.
A lot of Randy
Phil
Newman.
Collins.
Tarzan was on
That
my
almost
list.
made my list.
Some of my other, so that's the end of the list. Some of my honorable mentions.
Yep. This is where we redeem ourselves.
This is where we redeem ourselves. My honorable mention that I couldn't pick was La La Land. I wanted to pick it pick it so bad, but I couldn't because I needed to get Lion King on the list. Top Gun, tremendous. Danger Zone, Take My Breath Away, Mighty Wings, Hot Summer Nights, Through the Fire.
Hot Summer Nights. That movie actually has a really good soundtrack. The one with Timothy Chalamet.
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
Yep.
Do you know that a fun fact about Purple Rain? Prince wrote around 100 songs for the movie. And Purple Rain wasn't one of those songs that he originally wrote for the movie. So, Tarzan is on my list. Saturday Night Fever, I already said. Guardians 1 and 2. 2 was my number 1, and then Mamma Mia.
Really? Like Guardians 1 was my preferred one. Maybe I think I've only seen Guardians 2 once or twice.
I like 2 a lot better.
And the one that I thought that everybody was going to pick was, well, there's, I guess, 2 of them, but Grease.
Yeah, Grease.
Yeah.
Grease is a great soundtrack. I don't know. I wanted other picks, but Grease would have been on my list as well.
It's tough. There's
the
so
other
many
one?
good ones.
The other one was The Bodyguard.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is the number 1 selling soundtrack of all time. But it doesn't do anything for me, the movie or the soundtrack.
No, and I love her music. I mean, I Will Always Love You, and what's the other popular one?
Dance with Somebody?
And
No, that's not in that. I have
Never seen it.
I have nothing. I have nothing.
So a lot of mine were, just soundtracks from movies that I love, not like super popular ones. I've got Baby Driver and Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, Baby Driver is so good, and Shaun of the Dead, both those.
Baby Driver is a really good one.
Pineapple Express. I love that one.
ELO is heavily featured.
Out Cold, the snowboarding movie.
Oh, man.
Good
I
one.
haven't thought about that in a long time.
Yep.
You know what's another good one? Grind.
Grind. Yes.
Grind is a
Fuck.
really good soundtrack.
All 3 American Pie movies have really good soundtrack. Very Blink-182 heavy, which is something I love.
I love that.
Guardians 1, Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, great.
Very good
Yeah.
soundtrack.
I listen to that soundtrack a lot.
Kill Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Goodfellas has
Goodfellas
a
has a
very
very
good
good
soundtrack.
Layla, Eric Clapton, that fucking song. That's when they beat fucking what's his name to death. Oh, man.
The Friday movies
Yep.
all have really good soundtracks. 8 Mile. And then I'm surprised this one didn't slip you onto your list. Super Troopers.
That's a good one. Thin Lizzy and
Pink Slip and
Big Bear.
Big Bear.
Big Slip. Yep.
A lot of good ones on that one too. So those are my honorable mentions.
I had, in addition to those, Pulp Fiction. I really like. I think that's a very good soundtrack. Let's Stay Together. You Can Never Tell from the Jackrabbit dance. That's like a heavy. That's like that's a Chuck Berry soundtrack movie. Back to the Future, because I just love Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
So Power of Love, and then the big Johnny B. Good scene towards the end. And I think that's it.
Very good.
Yeah. So I didn't have it on my list, but after you picked the Waterboy, Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Has a fantastic
Happy
soundtrack.
Gilmore is a really good one too. Friends listen to Endless Love in the Dark.
All right. That's it.
Also, Ross and Rachel. No, Ross's kid,
Yeah,
Friends.
not Ross and Rachel.
Ben.
Ross and Carol.
Sure.
All right. What have we been watching?
I'll go first. My list is super short. So I've been just like popping on. So I haven't been able to watch anything new because everything new that I want to watch, Jen also wants to see. And she's been working like a maniac for like, it feels like a month now. So like I've been, only watching the thing like that, like Adam things or just rewatching shit. Like the Spider-Mans and the Hobbits.
Adam Things is code for a special website. Adam.
Special website, Adam.
Private time.
Private time.
Stream them up on the big screen. Surround sound.
It's the only way to live.
So I've been just popping on The Office, and I texted Ryan today, and one funny thing that I noticed is that I noticed it because I remembered it from another point in the series that like Toby very clearly brings a prostitute to some work function. Like it's this very good looking girl who like he says, "Oh, this is my girlfriend," and it's not.
Yeah.
But then he also brings a very good looking girl that he says is his girlfriend to Phyllis's wedding, and she's definitely not his girlfriend. So he's got, I guess, he's got a thing for the
He did say he met her at the gym.
ladies of the night. I don't know.
He doesn't strike me as a gym guy, though.
I don't trust him.
No.
Can't trust that guy.
He's an animal rapist.
So that has been a funny rewatch, and there are still so many like there was actually one episode I was watching the episode where Michael outs Oscar. That I can't even believe that was on television.
Yeah.
Oscar would own the company if that ever happened. He would own the company. Not like, what did he get? 3 months paid vacation in a company car? No. Not enough.
Michael, he's homosexual. Oh, okay. He likes men.
He likes men. Okay, well, you know what? Now
too far.
You're taking it a little too far. No, he likes men.
Hey, we'll hang out sometime. You can tell me why you want to do that to other guys. So it's so cringy. He's so good at like making those awkward, cringy
Because
moments.
it really shouldn't be funny.
No.
But it's
Right. because
because he's so awkward and funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's tough to describe.
It's really good.
And like, so I've been noticing a lot of the, I like seeing people look into the camera and react. And that brings me into the next show that I've caught up on. I've watched the first 3 episodes of What We Do in the Shadows.
So did I.
Guillermo is coming up on Jim for looks into the camera. Every time like they look at Guillermo and Guillermo's looking at the camera, I'm dying laughing. He's so funny. So I know you guys were busting my balls about this last time, and this is not like, I don't dislike Nandor. I like love every character on the show. But for me, it's Laszlo, number 1. And then Guillermo, and then Naja, and then probably Nandor, and then Colin Robinson.
Oh man.
I love Colin Robinson.
I love Colin Robinson.
It's so hard to so hard to order them, because if you like, I watched the movie. If you watch the movie and then watch the show, Naja makes the show. Naja makes the show. You need, like, to me, like Elaine makes Seinfeld. Like having the female character in it makes the show. It just brings it all together. The movie is funny, but it's missing something, and it's missing Naja, because you have your Nandor and you have your Laszlo. You don't have a Colin Robinson, but you have another vampire that's a combination of Nandor and Laszlo. And it's just missing. It's missing like Colin. I don't think they have a familiar actually in the movie. And if they do, like, that character is not important to the movie. But those 3 characters, Guillermo, Naja, and Colin, are so important. Like, they really make the show that much better. And it's fucking hysterical. Also, I think I've convinced Jen to get a Laszlo and Naja
portrait
framed picture to go up in our house.
That's what you should be for Halloween.
So for me, like, I'm really hoping somebody has a Halloween party this year, because it's either going to be that or the Chris and Adriana with the neck brace.
Yes.
I wanted someone to paint Lindy and I like Scarface, then the big red chair and his wife.
Nice. That would be awesome.
It's a really good one too.
And last but not least, I've caught up. I think I've caught up. Yeah, caught up on MasterChef. The finale's tonight, right?
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Got
to get home so we can watch it.
Fuck Alejandro.
Our long national nightmare of
Piece
this
of trash.
clown Alejandro being on the show. And first of all, the guy shouldn't have even passed the test to get on the show. And then for Matt, honestly, the first 4 episodes at least, he was in the bottom 3. And one time he was 100% going home. But someone else in the bottom just you needed to use these 5 ingredients and he forgot one.
No.
You're out.
That's it.
It sucked,
Over.
but rules are rules.
Yeah.
But he cooked a great dish, but
he was missing something.
Rules.
And he cooked, he made the last element. He just forgot it in the fridge.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Because he left it to set or something.
You'd like MasterChef a lot.
I think I would. I don't know.
Because it's not a drama series. They don't do oh, I hate this guy. It's literally just about cooking, and the judges are 3 of the most knowledgeable
I
food
love
guys
Joe.
on the planet. Yeah.
I like the Great British Baking
Great
Show.
British Baking Show is It's I love that one.
Yeah, I like the way they talk. It's very comforting.
Great British Baking Show is because like it's so like they're so real and they're so regular.
Yeah.
The people on the show.
Yeah.
But this guy Alejandro, like he kept barely escaping elimination, and then like he made one really good dish that blew everybody's tits off, and was like, he was building momentum and is getting towards the end. I'm like, Jesus Christ, is this asshole gonna make the final and like be able to cook whatever he wants? And like that gives him a chance,
Right.
Because to me, it's Autumn and Kelsey. One of them. If like one of them has to win.
I'm Autumn.
I'm rooting for Autumn.
She has like the worst Boston accent.
It's so bad.
We can tell
Where
it's
is he
fake.
from? Is he from like Southie?
It's a woman. It's
a woman.
She's from South
the way you
Boston.
fucking say it.
No, that's how she talks. She's like, I'm Autumn.
I'm Autumn
Where's she from? You know
from
where she's
Boston.
Yeah, somewhere from Boston. And then she mysteriously shows up with a huge walking boot.
Yeah,
She broke 7 bones in her foot.
She got hammered one night.
Yeah.
definitely.
She fell down
Now
the
she has
stairs.
one crutch.
but she's the
She's
best.
still cooking though.
She's the best one.
Good for her.
Yeah,
she
she's
has to be.
awesome.
She's never been in the bottom the entire show. Like there was an episode where like she didn't cook French food and she doesn't like seafood, and she made like an amazing French mussels dish. She just has it.
Yeah,
she's
she's just a very good cook.
so. I'll be watching that tonight.
Yeah. Well, I won't. Holly has been asleep for quite a while. Probably she goes to sleep very early.
Yeah, but that's it. That's all I got.
I only have one new thing.
I think we watched it together, right?
Which one? Why?
What we watched? No, we watched together. Did we talk about
Oh
that?
no, didn't add that to my list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have 2 things. I have what we do in the shadows,
Yep.
and I have this.
Oh, I can't believe I forgot that.
So yeah, what we do in the I'll just do it quick, and then we'll. What we do in the shadows has been the first 3 episodes.
Hilarious.
So
Hey, Janice Soprano,
yeah,
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
I know.
looking not great, and
Yeah,
I
not
thought
great.
maybe she's not that old.
How old is she? Oh, I wouldn't even be
60?
able to guess. Yeah, not
She-
looking great.
No, I thought I'm like, oh, she's in her
the makeup.
70s.
It's the movie magic. That's what it is.
Yes, she
I,
looks,
I just love Nandor. I just fucking love Nandor and Colin Robinson. I mean, Gizmo is great too. Guillermo.
But Colin Robinson and Laszlo, when they're trying to put the car back together, he's like, have you got it done? He's like, I don't know, because you're calling it all these ancient words. This is a who's and what's it? He goes, man knows his cars.
I love when they're going through. When they get what do they call it? When they get brought up to like the big leagues? They're at the corporate office, and it's like a disgusting like regular corporate office, but then like the rooms where the vampires are just like very well decorated like, old rooms. And he's talking about, he's like, oh, these records have been kept for millennia. And then you turn around and Nandor's ripping pages out of the books. He's like, what are you doing? You can't do that.
and Laszlo's going in there to like look at the world's greatest collection of pornography.
Yeah.
That's that same episode when like they're all pretending to be Nandor to like get
yes.
that girl to
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah.
And Laszlo is like, all right. He said, this is some pornography that I've come across lately that these eyes have never clapped on, like never clapped these eyes on before.
It has been really good.
Yeah.
Every episode has been very funny.
Yes.
Oh, good. More warm chicken.
So yeah, that's been good. And then we watched a movie which had no business being as funny as it was, called Vacation Friends, starring John Cena.
Yeah.
And I forget the guy's name.
He's from Get Out. I'm gonna look it up right
Lil
now.
Rel?
Is that his name?
Lil Rel something? Lil Rel
Rel?
Howley?
Yes. So Lil, separate word, Ariel Howery. Lil Rel Howery. Hilarious.
Yeah.
John Cena was absolutely perfect for
Yeah.
this role.
So like that's
So Lil
that's
Rel
another
plays like
one.
the straight man,
Yep.
and Cena's like the
Maniac.
maniac, crazy person. But there's like some substance to it. Like it's kind of like heartwarming too. But if you told me like, all right, look, we're gonna make this comedy about oddballs coming together and stuff, and you could pick 2 actors, I don't think in 500,000 tries I would pick John Cena
Yeah.
and Lil Rel Howery.
Yeah.
But it works. It was just funny. It was like
Yeah.
it was funny, and like it was funny enough to like cover any plot holes. Like you didn't care.
Right.
Like even if but I thought they came back on a lot of scenes where it made sense in the end.
It just was like every line was funny.
Yeah.
Every line. And it
Really?
wasn't just like punchlines. It was just a very good,
So it's-
well-written rated R comedy.
Yes.
There's more funny to it than what I've seen in the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, good.
I mean, right, totally. I mean, we were laughing the whole movie.
Yeah.
The whole movie.
It was very funny.
So maybe I'll just forge onward. And I was gonna watch the extended Fellowship of the Ring tomorrow, but
Jesus.
Watch something new.
maybe I'll just pop that on.
It's a great movie.
It is.
It's going to go under the radar so hard for everybody because it went straight to streaming, but it's so funny.
So for me, it's going to be like Date Night.
the
Jason Bateman and
Game Night.
Game Night.
Game
I'm sorry,
Night. Yeah,
Game
I was going
Night.
to say, yeah.
No,
right.
Date Night's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
different movie.
Game Night's great.
But Game Night is like one of those, not that it went under the radar, but I feel like you go a couple of years in between really good R-rated comedies.
That like sneak under the radar.
That's
like
one
that.
of like one of the harder movies I think to perfect or make.
Maybe it's not that it goes, like it doesn't go away, but people
But it's not
forget
gonna
about it
It's
quickly.
not gonna be an award-winning
Yeah,
movie. It's
right.
not, but it's just really funny.
Like, remember when we, like, all of us, for whatever reason, was like, you know what, let's go see Vacation tonight. And, like, we all left that movie crying, laughing.
Yeah, but then it's like forgotten in a couple months.
Right.
But it's like you can revisit. Like I'm looking forward to in a couple months or whenever rewatching
Yeah,
Vacation. Friends.
definitely.
Very funny. I agree.
What else did you watch?
So I had one other thing because this is a quick turnaround. So I'm still watching Walking Dead, What We Do in the Shadows. I haven't watched a new episode of Heels yet, but Holly and I started this show last night called Why? The Last Man.
Mm-hmm. Saw a trailer for that the other day.
Very good.
Really?
Very good. So it's
I think it's like a graphic novel.
It's
right?
based on a graphic novel. So it's based on a DC Comics graphic novel. Very, very good.
Is it Netflix?
Hulu.
Hulu.
So it came out, today's the 15th, on Monday. So they released the first 3 episodes, and then now moving forward, it'll be 1 a week.
Okay. Love that format. Love it.
So it's like a cataclysmic event takes out all mammals with a Y chromosome.
Oh, shit.
So all men.
Okay. I was going to say thank you for filling that in because
Yeah.
that took me a second.
I was reading.
Okay.
See, I can read.
Yeah, see that?
Yeah, pretty good. But it's very interesting. It reminds me kind of The Walking Dead because it's like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah. Half the population is gone.
Yeah. Well,
Animals and
more,
humans.
and more than that too, because like a lot of people, and they focus it on like New York and DC, but like a lot of people were driving, and it's like instant. So like car accidents. So you're taking out more. There's like collateral damage to it too.
And it's not. I might watch it, but it's not like the leftovers where they just evaporate.
No,
they're
they're there.
just bodies.
So it's cool. It focuses on a bunch of different characters, but it's mainly in DC. And Diane Lane is like a congresswoman, like a very high up congresswoman. So it kind of follows her, and it follows her daughter and her son, and then it follows this like secret agent. She works for this like secret covert task force. So it follows her, and then but it stays close to like the political realm. So you see what happens to the president, and you see what happens to like his inner circle when this happens. Like they're all, I think it starts off in Israel. So then they all gathered like, oh, there's been a mass casualty event in Israel. Like we have to get in like the situation room, huddle up, figure it out. But then
Oh shit!
all the men start.
And there's one man left.
There is.
Better,
So it's
have
cool.
a lot of jam.
Well, so so they don't tell you this yet, but from the description, I guess he's cisgender. So I don't know if he like has transitioned.
Oh,
And that's why he survived.
okay.
So there's like that aspect to it.
We'll see.
I don't know. But like there is one, that's why it's called Why the Last Man. There is one like male that has survived.
Okay.
It's very, very good. Very well done. We've watched 2 episodes, so we're going to watch the 3rd whenever Holly wakes up. Hopefully tomorrow. And,
I hope so too.
and then we'll move forward. But it's really good. It's on Hulu. Highly recommend.
Cool. Very good. That's it. Average Nobody's podcast, number 130 for September 15th.
Wow.
AverageNobodies.com, YouTube.com/The Average Nobodies, podcasts, Apple, Spotify, BaboonToTheMoon.com, AverageNobodies.com/Baboon if you want to support the show. Another way to support the show is go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and leave us a review. A rating on Apple Podcasts goes a long way for us to be found in the algorithms. So That's great.
Yeah.
Is that it?
5 stars. I think that's it.
Cool.
5 stars, just like this podcast.
That's right. Exactly. All right. That's it. Talk to you guys later.